I'm not going to strip this down, this single trigger. I assume it works, but it looks a bit Mickey Mouse, and I don't feel inclined to strip that down. It's got too many coil springs in there for my liking, and it looks like a Miller single trigger, but it probably is. Now then, the forend, there's nothing much in the forend except there's 2 screws. There's one screw in the front that goes into the back of the dealy edge catch, and a wood screw at the back of the forend iron. There's a screw through the wood that goes into the front edge of the dealy edge catch. The only time you would normally take this part out is if you were giving the gun a strip clean and overhaul, because normally there's no need to take them out unless something breaks. That's the forend iron out, dealy edge catch out. There's a forend tip in there, which you don't need to take out. It's up there really, unless you want to blue it, polish it or whatever. So dealy edge catch, there's a spring underneath, little flat spring. It's just one little pinhole in that. There's a little flat spring. You can't get that back in wrong because it's slightly curved upwards, and it lifts underneath the catch there. If you put it in the wrong way, the catch wouldn't work. The little pinhole in the catch into the body of the complete catch. Just take that out. You can't mix it up with anything else really. Anything else would be too short to go in there. And there's the catch, and there's the body of the catch. And there you go, it all stripped down. But okay, now these tools are very useful. Nobody sells them, you've got to make them yourself. Now all it is, it's made out of an old file, and it as I say, let's draw it on the board. You can make them to fittings in the thing itself. It's got a piece like that. You make it made out of an old file, and you can soften an old file, and I'll put some measurements in so that if you want to feel you want to make one, you can do. They are invaluable for stripping down and reassembling certain box lock guns. Go out of an old file, get an old file that's the right thickness, and soften the file. You want a straight file, you don't want one of these American tapering ones, but if you can find yourself a straight file, and anneal it, put it in the fire or something, get it soft. You can cut this into shape, and when you've done that, you can harden it and temper it, get all harden it, or comes out water harden it, and temper it, run it back to like a dark straw colour, something like that, and it's an invaluable tool. The other tool for assembling these things, your little piece of wood, cut a V in it, and you use that to push the hammers in. As I say, apart from that, this is the only other way. But this won't work with some very old box lock guns that don't have a slot through the knuckle. Now, some of the very early box lock guns didn't have slots in the knuckle for the cocking levers. They had a cocking lever which was like a centre cocking lever, which is rather different, and no holes in the knuckle. So you couldn't use this. You'd have to use the piece of wood. Put this in, leave it against it, pull that out it comes. To put it back in again, with using this tool, you locate the hammer into that notch there, like that, and this front part goes through the slot, and you use that as leverage, or leverage it to get the hammer in. Now, there we go. Yeah. Just put that in. You can lever away and move it along till all your holes lined up. Put your drift in, or you can hold it in place and tap your pin through. Tap your pin home. There you go. That's doing it with this tool. Much easier. So, if you've got the time, it's worthwhile making up one of these. Now, if this gun was, before I go any further, if this was in for a strip and clean, I've done the stripping part. Now, all these parts like this, like the spring, you would either get them on a soft wire mop and clean them that way, or you could put them in a sonic cleaner, whatever, or do it the good old-fashioned way, like we used to do it in the UK, and I still do some that way, is get some fine emery cloth and polish up every part in the gun. The ends of these pins were burnished. They were bright. Now, some people, I've seen some people blue them, but there's no need to blue them. But it's nice to have them shiny like they were originally. So again, some fine emery cloth, and if there's any marks in the end where somebody's been knocking the hell out of them with a hammer, you can take those marks out